Kashi.
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 Being an entrepreneur really at its heart is about taking risk, and it's about seeing things before other people see them. And I think that describes Gayle and Phil to a T.
In the early 70s, they had a model that they developed which involved them buying plants. And then what they did is they worked with a lot of their friends in the, matter of fact, in the music industry, and identified locations right on the street. What they did is they would drop these plants off to these people, and that's kind of how the name Plant Pusher came along, because they had all these people out pushing plants. But it was a model that had never been done by anyone before. It's unique and different. It was exciting to see it.
Gayle and Phil's next endeavor in the early 80s was the health craze. They saw it coming before anybody else once again. So Gayle and Phil invest in Vince's gym. It's only a men's gym. They're either actors or stunt workers, and Vince is not too sure about letting women into his gym. But Gayle and Phil invest in the gym and convince him that this is on the forefront. Women are going to be are going to be working out.
I'll never forget the time Phil came into the office, and Vince came in with him, and they sat down in front of me, and Phil was eating 40 eggs a day, hard-boiled eggs, and he was built up like, those people you see in the magazines. And I was just looking at him in amazement.
Also during this time, Phil and Gayle got the idea of a 7-grain cereal. And Phil was totally convinced that it was diet with exercise that was really going to change the health field.
They told me about this thing about how Gayle had put together this baggie, and they said, so we started having people ask us, well, what is that? And they tried it, and they said, that's good. And then the next thing I knew, they were doing some FDA work on it. Next thing I knew is that they were developed a package. And I said, what are you going to call it? And they said, Kashi.
I so clearly remember the time that I went there, and Phil was so excited, and he showed me the prototype of the first Kashi box. And what was so beautiful about the box was the fact that on the side was an illustration, this beautiful rendering of Gayle and Phil and their children.
When they first started out, they didn't think that this was going to be the international success that it has been.
Given the quality of Phil and Gayle, and Phil's marketing and Gayle's good recipes, Kashi became quite successful.
And who would have thought that in 2014, just about every morning as I eat my breakfast, Phil and Gayle are right there with me.
One of the great things about working with and knowing Gayle and Phil is that they're not afraid to try new things.
Gayle and Phil are two of the few people for whom no is just another version of yes.
From myself and our family, we want to congratulate you on receiving this award. I will tell you that, Phil, I don't know how you made it through college, and certainly Gayle had to be the person that assisted you and helped you out in your homework and helped you out on your tests. But clearly is that you guys are distinguished alumni, and you certainly honor this award.
We want to congratulate Phil and Gayle
on your distinguished alumni award from CSUN.
As I'm sure you can recall, CSUN has changed a lot since the years when you were there in the 60s, and I want you to know that you just being honored tonight will only help to make it even better than it is today.
I congratulate you on this Distinguished Alumni Award at CSUN.
Congratulations again, and have a great night.
So Gayle and Phil, I'd like to congratulate you as distinguished alumni of CSUN, and just thank you for everything you've done, both professionally for me, but also for our family and our extended family.
And that's the story.